I'm Katie Uhlmann reporting for Katie Chats at hotDOCS in downtown Toronto. I'm here with John Fox, one of the subjects from Survivor's Rowe. How does it feel to have the film premiering on Sunday here at hotDOCS?
I don't know. It's like a dream, right? Mind you, I'm still tired from my travel, so my mind is kind of clouded. But considering where I came from, I always have to think back where I came from and how I got here, right? And coming to Toronto and being married today, and being married now, and you know, my lifestyle was pretty lonely and pretty hurtful and painful at times. But being here today, sober, clean, and having my wife here and meeting all kinds of new and wonderful people, it's a dream.
And congratulations on all of those things. We're so happy to have you here. And this is a very personal story. You know, it's about molestation, and you came out and you shared a lot of very personal details about what you went through as a young boy. And what was it like for you, you know, being approached by the filmmaker and sharing those stories? Because it's so brave. You know, not anyone could do that.
Yeah. I'm not too sure if I just said yes outright because I was talking to a friend in the reserve where Daniel was, and he was looking for. He just got rejected to go back to the reserve where he was before, and then he was looking for more subjects, and he came online, and I talked to him for a bit, and I said, you know what, I'm going to send you a couple papers I wrote, one on forgiveness and one on the system, and he called me back and he said, you have to be on this film. And I'm not even sure if I said yes because I had so much papers to do. And next thing you know, he showed up a couple days later, I think, at my door, and he just kind of started filming.
And you're like, I guess we're doing this.
Yes, I guess we're doing this. I said to my wife, we might have a visitor coming in a couple days. But that's Daniel. He's really a hard worker and he knows what he wants. And I'm very grateful for that.
And a theme in the film was definitely forgiveness. And, you know, when someone's been through such a devastating experience, can you just talk about that process a little bit and the importance of, you know, finding forgiveness in a way and to move on?
So I'm a very blunt person. I've said this before to other people wherever I speak or wherever I get interviewed. It's very tragic how I got to that point. At that point in jail, it's always tragic when you end up in jail. And trust me, I've been there a lot of times. But this particular time, a young woman had died right in front of me. I was withdrawing. I got addicted to drugs, and I was drinking. And I got up to go get a drink. I was looking around for a pill so I could help myself, fix myself. They call it specking. And while I was doing that, I wasn't paying attention to a young woman beside me, my girlfriend's younger sister. And it happened right in front of me. So that's how I ended up in jail that time. And I remember crying, being angry at God as I always have been. Why her and why not me? Because she's just starting out in her life. She was a young lady, and I was this horrible person that I always portrayed myself to be. And but then I dreamt about her, and she came to me, and the message was to live my life for me and for her. And as long as I know that she was okay, then I did. My outlook changed, and I had kind of a spiritual awakening where forgiveness was given to me. And it just so happened they brought this man in the same jail to face more charges, Rowe, former minister, and I realized then that in order to be fully to know about forgiveness, you you have to give it as well. And that's when I wrote that letter. Parts of it is in the film, and I remember I had given it to this minister, and I said, "Can you go give this letter to this person?" Took me about a month to write that letter, and a lot of crying, a lot of soul searching. And one day, these guards came and got me, and because it has to go through the administration. I remember these guards were standing at the end of the. There was three on one side. There was a couple more on each side, and at the end was the deputy superintendent. And he said to me that um, that was a very powerful letter you wrote. You shook my hand in front of all the guards, and he said, "I'd like to keep a copy, and one's gonna go with him wherever he goes. If he goes to on trial, if he goes to court, if he goes to a probation or parole hearing, it'll always be with him, and it'll always be read." And that's when it dawned on me that I said to him, "You know what? I don't care what you do with it, because I'm done." And he said, I guess this is the last time I'll be seeing you," he said to me. Um, and then I just, I got out on probation and stuff like that. I mean, I got out on a condition, no sentence to go to Winnipeg, and that's where I started to go in recovery, going to sweat lodges and whatnot.
And you've seen a rough cut of the film you were saying earlier. What is it like? What's it like for you seeing yourself on film and recounting the stories and sharing so much of what you went through?
I think when you first see yourself, you're like, "Who's that person?" Right? But then again, I was always like that I remember when the poster came out, and I was looking at myself as that child. That's the only school picture of me, probably, because I was always out hunting and trapping when the pictures were taken. My father always took me out. Then I looked at myself, and I started to cry, and I'm like, and I realized that kid was lost for a very long time.
Well, I am so happy to see you here, and you're so brave for sharing your story. And it's so horrible that what you went through, but I know that you're helping so many others through what you've gone through. So thank you so much.
Yeah, I just want to say that forgiveness can be, you can forgive, you can be forgiven, you can forgive others. The hardest thing to do, my elder always says, is to forgive oneself. That's the most hurtful thing. But really, like my girlfriend's younger sister, my girlfriend, today she's my wife. Because against all odds, I I went home to try and make things right. And I think that's what forgiveness is all about, is that you have to show it. You just can't say it, you just can't write it. You gotta do it. Yeah. And it's really hard, but just baby steps. You know, I still think about that day when she died. I remember how I cried. It was Father's Day, right? And I thought about her sister, because her sister had raised her, my girlfriend, who's my wife today. And I thought about, you know, what her last words to me was that, "Why do you always diss my sister?" So I thought about before I went home. Well, what would she have wanted? Well, she wants her sister to be happy, And I hope I have done that.
I'm sure you have.
Yeah. She's a very, very happy person. Today she is.
Well, thank you so much. Congratulations. I love your University of Winnipeg hat. You look great. And sweater representing.
Yeah, I went back to school at 40 years old, and you know, I didn't even know how to do an email.
Wow.
But like I said, with everything in my life that I've done, I have to have faith. A little work, a little faith, and persistence, consistency, and trust, and you know.
Well, thank you so much, and congratulations again on the film. And have a wonderful time here at the festival.
I will.
Thank you.
Congratulate Daniel.
Thank you. Yeah. I'm Katie Uhlmann reporting for Katie Chats at hotDOCS in downtown Toronto.